Welcome learners. We are in the module 7 on contribution of Indian philosophers. There are 6 lessons in this module, out of which we have covered 5 lessons. That is, we have studied the educational contribution of Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, Jiddu Krishnamurti and Aurobindo Ghosh. And today we are in the 6th lesson of this module, that is, we will study the educational contribution of Giju Bhai Badheka. Now before starting, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Neelkamal Saran, Assistant Professor in School of Education, IGNOU. Let us see the learning outcomes of this lesson. Discuss the educational philosophy of Giju Bhai. Describe the methods of teaching adopted in Bal Mandir. Explain aims of education, curriculum, pedagogy and role of teacher and students suggested by Giju Bhai, and describe the importance of Giju Bhai's educational views in the present time. Let us see the life sketch of Giju Bhai Badheka. Giju Bhai Badheka was a famous patriot, devoted teacher and an inspiring pillar of education. He was born on 15th November 1885 in Gujarat. His first name was Girija Shankar Badheka. He spent his childhood in Bhavnagar, which is a place in Gujarat. In 1907, he went to East Africa to earn a living and returned back to India after 2 years. In 1910, he did law education in Bombay. After that, he started law practice. He established Bal Mandir in the year 1920. He was the first educator in India who focused his attention at the pre-primary stage of education. The Montessori education or Montessori school, which we hear today, is the contribution of Giju Bhai Badheka. He established Dakshinamurti Adhyapak Mandir in 1925 for training the teachers. At the age of 54 years, he died on 23rd June 1939. He wrote many books like Divaswapna in 1931, Montessori Paddhati, Bal Shikshan, Kathin Hai Mata Pita Banna and many more books. Let us focus upon the philosophy of life of Giju Bhai Badheka. Now Giju Bhai Badheka was a lawyer by profession, but he became educator from lawyer. Now the question arises, how a lawyer can become an educator? He became an educator, or he started thinking about education when his son was born. When his son was born and he took him into his hands, he certainly realized that his child would also go to school like other childs. He realized his own school days, which was full of fear. When he was a child, he had a lot of fear from school, but Giju Bhai wanted his son to be in a safe hand. He wanted to make his child feel comfortable. So he studied the prevailing education system at that time, and he found that there is a lot of fear among children from school. Parents, they send their children to school forcefully, and there is a lot of fear from punishment, lot of fear from teacher. Also the method of teachings which were adopted were very boring, which focuses on rote memory. Examination system also was very different kind, which categorizes the children into on the basis of rank. So Giju Bhai started thinking that is there any way out? Is there any better way to teach and learn? He started thinking, what is the purpose of education at real sense? At that time, Maria Montessori, she was practicing, she was trying a different method of teaching the pre-primary students. She used various kinds of tools and different methods for teaching pre-primary students. So, Giju Bhai gave importance to child in his educational thoughts, and he realized that he can also do something for pre-primary, for the children at the pre-primary stage of education. So his philosophy of life was based on the pre-primary education, what he can do for the education of pre-primary children. Let us focus upon the educational philosophy of Giju Bhai Badheka. He followed the principles of child-centered education, like freedom should be given to the child. Each and every idea of the child should be respected. Spiritual development of the child is important, and education should be such that the child should be given a scope for creativity. He or she can involve in some creative acts, and also he gave importance to the development of good qualities of citizenship among children. He emphasizes on method of teaching like self-learning through self-dependence. Child should not depend on teacher or elders. He should learn by doing himself or herself. Now self-discipline, Giju Bhai emphasized on self-discipline. When the child will learn by doing, he or she will himself follow self-discipline. Discipline should not be imposed upon him from outside. Teacher should not punish him, or he should not, child should not be bring into discipline by punishment. Self-expression, sense training and nature study are the important methods of teaching according to Giju Bhai Badheka. Giju Bhai dreamt for such an school for children where they can go happily and willingly. If there is no fear of teacher, no fear of punishment, no fear of examination, child would go to school happily and willingly. He will learn, he or she will learn by doing himself or herself. Then he or she would like to go to school. His dream was turned into reality in his Bal Mandir. Bal Mandir was a school set up by Giju Bhai Badheka for the children between 2.5 years to 6 years of age. In 1920 at Bhavnagar, Gujarat, it was for the first time that one school was opened for the children of age 2.5 years to 6 years. Earlier, the child, they start going to school at the age of 7 years. In this Bal Mandir, Giju Bhai, he provided free education to children. He used to teach children by the method of playing, singing, poetry reciting, storytelling, gardening, nature study and play way methods of teaching. Now let us see what were the aims of education. Now Giju Bhai's philosophy of education was related to pre-primary education. So he has given certain aims of education which are important for the children of pre-primary education. His first aim of education was development of fear-free environment, an environment which is free from fear. There is no fear from teacher, no fear of punishment, no fear of examination. So, the learning will be increased if a fear-free environment will be provided to the child. His next important aim of education is dealing with empathy. At that time, children were punished. If they does any mistake, they were punished. But Giju Bhai, he told that child should be dealt with empathy, not only with sympathy, but with empathy. His next aim of education is development of child's individuality and completeness. Each child is different from each other. In a class, we can also see there are some gifted students, there are average learners, and there are some slow learners. Nowadays, we are talking of inclusive classroom where we are getting different kind of students. So, Giju Bhai told that an environment should be created such that each child's individuality should be accepted. His or her ideas, every idea should be respected and accepted. His fourth aim of education is education through senses. Learning, as the more number of senses are involved, more the learning will be. So, Giju Bhai focused upon education through senses. You all must have heard one very famous saying that I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, but when I do, I understand. Why? Because more number of senses are involved. So, child should be trained or given opportunities to learn through senses. More number of senses should be involved while providing education to the child. His next aim of education is education through motor training. Motor training should also be an important part of education. So, Giju Bhai emphasized on motor training. That is why in his methods of teaching, we can say that he adopted game method to teach, singing, music, art and craft. He emphasized all these methods of teaching. His next aim of education is development of atmosphere of education through living. Like we can organize, if some festival is coming, like the upcoming festival is Holi, then a teacher can organize such type of festival or celebration of such type of festival. So, they can develop or they can be educated through living. Let us see the pedagogy of teaching which should be adopted at the pre-primary level. Giju Bhai cited certain teaching learning methods which are storytelling method, drama, games, paper folding. Paper folding is also one of the important method of teaching the children at pre-primary stage. Next, let us see the curriculums as suggested by Giju Bhai. Giju Bhai said that children do not depend merely on textbooks or teachers as the only source of information. Giju Bhai said that only textbooks or teachers are not only the source of information. The child himself or herself has everything. He has everything and he can learn. He can learn by doing himself or herself. Textbooks are also the source of learning, teachers are also the source of information, but depending only upon the textbook or depending only upon the teacher is not important according to Giju Bhai Badheka. He said that meaningful education should be provided to the children. Like for example, history should be taught by storytelling method, by using field visit method. Language, grammar should be taught, and poetry should be taught by singing, by music. Gijubhai makes it possible by saying that experimentation is the key to bring the change. Gijubhai said that experimentation is the key to bring the change. Unless and until we experiment, we can't bring any kind of change. So we should do experiment. A very noble experiment by him was to divide the day into activities, games and stories, and not by strict authority of the present time. He divided the whole day of the child into various activities, games and stories, not by strict authority as it is adopted in the present time. Now let us see what should be the role of teacher and role of students according to Gijubhai Badheka. Gijubhai believed that teacher should figure out the underlying concept and then help children to identify that through interesting activities. Gijubhai said that whatever concepts teacher want to teach the child, he should understand the concept first and then identify certain activities or certain methods of teaching that concept to the children, so that the concept becomes interesting. Child finds it interesting to learn. He believed that the teacher should act as a friend, philosopher and guide. Teacher here is not only an information provider, but he should act as a friend, philosopher and guide. There should not be any fear among the children for their teacher. Next is, he happened to use his own instinct to organize his days with children. Gijubhai had an intense love for children. Gijubhai he had an intense love for the children. According to him, a child is a complete person who has intellect, emotions and understanding, has strengths and weakness, and has likes and dislikes. He has everything. He should not be treated in such a manner that he feels fear from the school as well as fear from his or her teacher. Now there are some questions for reflection. First question is, discuss the educational philosophy of Gijubhai Badheka. Second question is, describe the methods of teaching adopted in Bal Mandir. Third question is, explain the aims of education, curriculum, pedagogy and role of teacher and students suggested by Gijubhai. Fourth question is, describe the importance of Gijubhai's educational views in the present time. Now let us recapitulate what we have studied in today's lesson. In today's lesson, we have seen that what is the educational philosophy of Gijubhai Badheka. We have also learned that Gijubhai is the first educator who focused upon the education of pre-primary education. We have also seen in this unit what are the aims of education, curriculum, methods of teaching, as well as the role of teacher and students suggested by Gijubhai Badheka. Thank you. Now we have completed our module 7. We have completed all the 6 units of this module 7. Thank you.